Hi everyone, this is Margaret, and I really apologize for taking so long to put a video together. It's just been very crazy and very busy. I've been working a lot on photo shoots and film shoots and teaching. So I finally got a chance, and I have to tell you, I was really loving Miley Cyrus's makeup that I saw recently, and I heard that she's going to be doing a new record with Snoop Dogg, so who was also one of my clients. So I actually want to pay homage to Snoop, and as well for the look that I got super inspired by that Miley Cyrus is wearing right now, which is kind of like a take from the 40s and 50s, but kind of deconstructed at the same time. And it's really beautiful, and it's I call it romantic elegance, but it's also very modern and very kind of edgy at the same time. So go figure, right? So what I'm doing, obviously I did the foundation, and I set the face with powder, and I have the setting powder underneath for the fallout, and I put the highlighter underneath the eyes, and now I'm just getting a very just plain matte taupey color um, eyeshadow right on the lid, and I'm just going right over the lid with the flat brush right there. And what I'm doing is I'm just kind of sweeping the taupe and blending it in all over, and see how I'm just kind of graduating it up all the way up to the top. And what I'm using is, I'm actually using one of my favorite lines right now. It's Face Atelier, and if you guys don't know the line, definitely check it out. It's really fantastic. But Face Atelier makes amazing foundations and eyeshadows, everything, lipsticks, cheeks, everything. They're so amazing. Hidden treasure, and I love it, and I'm using all their products right now. So what I'm doing is I'm just kind of using all the colors that I use, the taupe and the pearl, and I'm just blending it all in together, so it's not really any kind of heavy edgy transition. It's all kind of smooth. And what I'm doing is I'm taking that taupe and I'm lining the underneath the eyes. Now what I loved about Miley Cyrus's look is that it's just really, it's actually very made up, but it's very um, clean looking and very elegant, but still has that retro vibe to it. And that's why I'm doing this, and I'm modernizing that look as she's doing it. And sometimes she wears a liner, but with this one I'm not. I'm keeping it really kind of a neutral eye and a very strong lip, but still the lip is very neutral. So here, this is what makes it kind of cool, is I'm taking a little bit of the white, a white liner, and I'm going right on the waterline, just and right on the lash line. And this liner is a little bit, it's a wet one, so it'll dry matte. But what it does is it really will open the eyes up, and it really makes the eyes look really open. And so it's kind of a cool trick, and it looks a little hard to do, and yes, it will take some practice, and you could even use a white pencil if that's easier. But taking this and going right on the waterline and right on the lash line, and taking it from, oops, sorry about my head, taking it right from the beginning to the end of the lid on the lower, it really does something really cool. And you'll see as it sets, because right now it kind of looks a little murky, so wait till it sets. And it's very subtle. It's a very subtle effect. So now I'm going to darken the brows and really give them a nice arch and shape. And with this look, I think it's really important that you do just really define the eyes and the eyebrows very well, because I really think that it really creates a nice texture to the effect of the eyes, as well as it really creates the nice symmetry and character of the eyes. Eyebrows are so important. I mean, of course, every part of makeup is important in my opinion, but just having a really nicely shaped brow is really important when you're doing a look in this manner. And if you look at Miley Cyrus right now with her short hair and everything, she really plays on her on her um on her brows and the arch of it, and she really does utilize, a lot of the aspects of these things that create nice detailing, because the eyes really do have a lot to say, especially with the short hair. It really does create more statement. It's she can play more with it, with the type of cut that she has, and then she also really plays a lot with the texture of the hair. So the makeup really plays a nice little effect, and it accompanies with her look altogether. So here is the eyebrows that I'm using a powder, and I am making sure that I'm going right into the skin of the the brow area as well, because I think it really is important that it looks like the brows have a nice thickness to it. And if you use pencils, for me, I think it's going to look too waxy. So the powder really does go right onto the skin, and it blends really well into the hair of the brows, and it really creates a nice natural effect. So I really like that. So, making sure that you're using a good color match too is really important. If you're blonde or red, you want to really use something that's cohesive to what your hair color is. But you want to definitely have it so it definitely has strength in the definition of the arch and the way it's all put together. So here, I'm going to go right into the highlighting powder again, and I'm just going to accentuate the brows and the highlight, just because I think it's really important to keep going over what you're doing, so that you create nice blending gradation to the texture. So just keep adding if you need to, and see how the liner on the eyes is really starting to set. Now there's going to be a little bit of cleanup there, because obviously I went in the waterline, and it does tend to create the eyes to tear up a little bit. So I'm going to clean that area. But right now what I'm doing is I'm adding a very, very thick black coat of mascara on the eyes, on the lashes I mean. And I'm just going to go really, really thick in texture of the type of mascara I'm using, because I really want to emphasize the fullness of the lash, especially on the top part. I think it really makes a huge difference. And Karina has such amazing lashes naturally, so I'm not doing any false eyelashes. But if you are eyelash challenged, I would definitely recommend to maybe use some false eyelashes. Individuals would work really great, especially if you go on the tail end of it, of the lash, and just really pull them out, going outwards. And so, see, I'm just going to clean up those things. So now I'm going to go over the bottom, because I got a little bit of the liquid liner on the lashes, so this will really help it clean it up too, which is going to be nice, and it's going to really create the detailing of the liner. And see how I'm putting a little bit more emphasis on the outer part of the lower lashes, because that's really the effect that you want to create with the lashes. And so I'm just going to go a little bit heavier on the ends. It really does make a huge difference, and it just creates a nice opening to the eyes. And see how the white, it's really starting to create that nice texture. So I'm just going to go over it. The lashes are a little bit thick, because I'm using a little bit more dried out, so I want to make sure that I really pull them out. See how now you can really see that white is really creating that effect that I wanted. So now I'm going to just get my mascara wand that's clean, and I'm just going to go over it, because I think I went a little extreme with the clumpiness. So I'm going to make sure that I get all the excess clump out and make it really clean looking, and that looks better. I got a little bit on the bridge of her nose, so I'm fixing that up and cleaning it up and setting it up. Okay, so now that we have that going, you see how pretty that is. Okay, so now I'm just going to go with my straight edge brush, and I'm going to go a little bit with the white now. I'm using a white powder. And I'm just gonna now just go right underneath the lashes, and see how I'm just going right along the lash line. And this is really, really, really cool. I was really studying Miley Cyrus's makeup, and, I mean, I'm sure she wears it all different styles, but I just love what her makeup artist did. And I can't remember exactly what, it was very recent, what she wore this look for, but it really inspired me, and she really wore it really well. So I wanted to teach you guys how to do this, because I think it's a kind of a look that I think a lot of people can wear, but it's very simple looking, but it's actually has certain details that you have to really know how to achieve that. So what I'm doing is I'm making Karina make like a fish, suck in her cheeks, and I'm really emphasizing the blush in the depth of her cheekbone and right on the ledge. Okay, so I want to make sure that that's the part that really, really gets the most color and depthness of the cheeks. And I'm using a very, very soft kind of peachy, rosy peach color. I'm actually combining, has a little bit more of an orangey peach with a little bit of rosy pink mixture. Not too pink, more orangey, but a little bit of pink. So it's kind of a cross, more rosy with a little bit of peach. And see how that's just really, really starting to balance out. And I tell you, you know, the type of look that this is just so classical, yet it's so modern at the same time, and yet it's very extremely retro. And I love it, and I think that you can definitely do a lot with this. Now you can totally put a really beautiful like fish hook eyeliner on this, and make it really, really more retro, but I'm going to keep it more deconstructed. And what I'm doing, I'm putting a little bit of highlighting powder right above the cheekbone, right on the bridge of her nose, and just kind of sweeping it right across the top ledge of the cheekbone, and kind of right underneath the eyes, as you see, just to pick it up. And now with this finishing effect of this look, I'm using a very orangey color. I would say it's sort of a orangey chrysanthemum lipstick, and it's more orangey if anything, and it's matte, and it's a cream, and I'm just using this, and I tell you, it's really, really, you see Miley Cyrus wearing this a lot these days, and she really wears it well. But I think with this particular look, it really works well, because the makeup is still very soft. Even though it has a little bit of a deconstructive feel to it, it still has a retro kind of, you know, runway look to it as well. But at the same time, the lips just really make it more runway. And I love that, and I think that you'll see a lot of people, especially come, you know, the spring and summer, they're going to be sporting this look a lot. So it's a really good time for you to learn how to do variations with using a pop of color on the lips and keeping the very natural feel with everything else. But even though this is, I think like a lot of brides are going to want to wear this look. This is a very, very pretty bridal look as well, or someone who wants to go out to a club. I mean, it's so versatile, but look how pretty that is, and it's so elegant, and I love this look, and I have to say that, you know, I get so inspired randomly, and I thought, you know, I looked at that Miley Cyrus makeup that I got inspired by, and I actually said, you know, I really am so inspired by it, I better just go with it. So that's what I did, and I'm just gonna now just add a little bit more, just more thickness to the lips, and just finishing it off, and it'll be complete in a couple of more, in about a minute. But look, you can see how elegant this is, and you can see how the lips and the cheeks are pulling together. You can see how the white on the line of the eyes are really just really keeping the eyes open and the mascara really added some value to the real softness of the eyes, the arched brows, and just a hint of the the highlighter on the brow and the taupiness of the lid. It's all working very well. So I really hope that you do try this look. Check out my website at mkcbeautyacademy.com, www. If you want to get some online training or get some private training, check my site out. And stay tuned for more. I'm going to be doing a lot more, I promise. I have some really cool stuff coming up. Please subscribe to my channel, and if you have any suggestions, go ahead and put them on the comment page. Alright, thanks so much, you guys, for watching, and I'll see you soon. And practice, practice, practice.